Is back with another Monad update for you guys. Monad right now just under 19 cent, $203 million in market cap for a Monad. Are we going to enter a super cycle this year, or is it going to be a bear market, right? I just said in my previous video, who is going to win? Is it going to be Benjamin Cowen that thinks we enter a bear market this year and the bottom is in October of 2026? Or is it going to be CZ Binance that is correct in his feeling that this year is going to be a super cycle?
2026, I'm not sure. You may be. I think I have very strong feelings that it will probably be a super cycle.
Be a super cycle.
2026, yeah.
For Bitcoin.
For Bitcoin.
And what?
2026.
There's a lot of controversy, surrounding CZ. A lot of controversy, but I would argue that there's conspiracy theorists out there that thinks he controls the market. The 10/10, October 10th, 2025. That situation was really, Binance. It was Binance involved, right? A lot of controversy, a lot of conspiracy theories, etc. You can't really, claim conviction you can't claim conviction of someone unless, they go through the court process, etc. Right? So allegedly, right? A lot of that's, a lot of what happened, like, for example, with October 10th, 2025, etc., was all Binance's fault, right? So if someone can control the market that much, so like 90%, 95% of altcoins dropped 70%, 80%, 90% in a day, right? When that took place, if he's telling you, hey, I think 2026 will be a super cycle for Bitcoin, and a super cycle for Bitcoin is also a super cycle for some altcoins. Not all altcoins, but some, okay? And one of the altcoins I think will have, a bullish year, I've been saying this, is Monad, right? I think Monad will have a bullish year. So if CZ is correct in Bitcoin having a bullish year for 2026, you could expect Monad to have a bullish year for 2026 as well, right? Because a lot of the altcoins follow Bitcoin, follow Ethereum, right? And again, even if our targets of $1 aren't achieved, if you have 100,000 Monad here and it goes to 20 to 30 cents, which is extremely achievable, I don't think anyone would disagree with me thinking that Monad could get to 20 to 30 cents, right? I know there's a lot of bears in my comment section, but I don't think anyone would disagree that Monad could get to 20 to 30 cents from here, right? You have 100,000 Monad, that's $20,000 to $30,000 at 20 cents to 30 cents. In my opinion, that's a great return, right? I still think it's possible for it to hit $1 per Monad, but, everyone in the comment section will fight me. It really boils down to, your conviction. But obviously, the smartest thing to do, take profits on the way up. If you're up 5x, 10x, take some profits, right? Take some profits off the board and leave in bags accordingly, right? This is an altcoin. This is not a meme coin. This has more value. This has utility here. This is one of the top L1s. You could call it one of the new generation L1s, right? Because a lot of the old L1s aren't, they can't keep up, right? They can't keep up in these market conditions. They can't keep up with their scalability, etc. So this is one of the newer gen L1s, which is, in my opinion, very retail friendly, right? Coinbase first ICO project, easily accessible through for American users through Coinbase. Great team that was building before the project launched. The community was already formed before the project launched. A lot of things going for Monad, in my personal opinion. So this is a great retail altcoin for people that want exposure to a newer coin in the market and not necessarily the same old projects from, past cycles, right? This, in my opinion, which is a better bet to make, because when you're buying a newer coin, you don't have what we would call bag holders. Bag holders meaning like people that have been holding forever and are looking for an exit, right? There's much more upside here with Monad because it's a newer coin. There's not as much bag holders here. So again, 10x to 30x move for Monad, I would think that's the case, right? I would think that's very possible, right? Now, obviously, nothing is guaranteed, but obviously, like I said, if you're up 5x to 10x on Monad from here, take some profits. take some profits off the board, right? Just be strategic as possible, right? So we have some TA here from Divergent, Mon in a consolidation higher. Green line gives us a hint that the most probable there will be no instant reaction from that green line level, right? So he's thinking that we move up, consolidate, hit resistance at 2-3 cents, and then move down, and maybe even a weaker move, and then we move down to 1 cent. Could 1 cent happen for Monad? I wouldn't, rule that out. I would not rule out 1 cent, a revisit of 1 cent for Monad here, right? Monad isn't dead, but it also isn't vindicated yet. The Mon drop isn't about tech falling, it's about expectations meeting reality. Before mainnet, strong funding, serious engineers, high performance EVM. The real questions people are asking, who is Mon for right now? What demands exist without incentives? What apps actually needs Monad today? How does the token capture value as usage grows? And this is the thing, right? I'm not gonna be like super like just moon boy all day every day. When I look at what Solana has been doing, like with their getting officially listed on the stock market, all the projects that they're onboarding from base chain to Solana. Recently Coinbase made an announcement that you could trade any Solana token through Coinbase with whatever app that is through Coinbase, right? You could trade any Solana token. It's the competition for Monad to be a Solana killer is very fierce, right? So the team, the community have to really work together, have to really focus on their culture and what sets them apart. They really have to onboard builders as well to make a standout DApps for people to use to have that product market fit. So we could you could see that rise in the competition, because right now I don't think anyone would use any other chain other than Solana right at this present moment, right? Nobody's really using Cardano, AVAX, Ethereum, even base chain, for example, right? Base chain is an L2 of Ethereum, which is backed by Coinbase, and even base chain has such little liquidity, like there's nobody really trading on base chain anymore. It's all Solana. So if Monad really wants to become a Solana killer, it's gonna have a long battle ahead of it, but I think anything is possible in this space, so I think it's possible for Monad to do so. So just a quick TA update from people that are much better technical analysts than I am. Divergent showing you guys that is a bearish take though. Don't really see any bullish TA from what I've researched. Well, there is the W pattern right here. W pattern, one leg down, middle leg here, next leg down, and then a W pattern back to the all-time high. That is possible as well too, right? So we have to take it day by day with the project and see what happens here. Am I still bullish on Monad long term? Yes, I am. I will be bullish on Monad long term. One of the better altcoins for me personally, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So as always, guys, none of this is financial advice. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the videos. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. I'll catch you